Hey, everyone, welcome to Motivational Lab, where inspiration meets action. In the face of adversity, it is not the challenge that defines us, but how we choose to respond. It's said that the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. These words by Nelson Mandela capture the essence of what it means to persist. Life, in all its beauty and complexity, has a way of testing our limits. But within us, there is a power far greater than we often realize. A power that can transform every setback into a stepping stone. Imagine, for a moment, a person standing at the edge of a vast, uncertain path. They have dreams, desires, and ambitions, but the road ahead seems too daunting. Every step feels heavy, the obstacles appear insurmountable. But in that quiet moment, just before they begin their journey, they remember a powerful truth. It always seems impossible until it's done, as Nelson Mandela once said. This is where many dreams begin, at that precise point of doubt. The unknown is intimidating, the fears are real, but here's the truth that so many successful people understand. You don't need to have all the answers right away. What you need is to begin, to take that first step, even when the world around you seems uncertain. As we move forward, we encounter people who try to convince us that the path is too difficult, too risky, that we should give up. But as Eleanor Roosevelt wisely said, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. It is in our darkest hours that we must trust in our inner strength, the voice within that whispers, "You are capable, you are resilient." The journey is never linear. There are twists and turns. There are moments of progress, but also moments of pause. Life tests our resolve by throwing curveballs, and it is in these moments that we have to remind ourselves that success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts, as Winston Churchill so powerfully put it. Consider someone facing a challenge, perhaps an entrepreneur who has failed time and time again. With each failure, it feels like the end is near, yet, the dream never fades. They remember that our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall, as Confucius beautifully expressed. And so, they rise once more, learning from each misstep, refining their approach, and moving forward with even more determination. Along the way, we learn that it is okay to stumble. In fact, some of the most profound lessons come from our failures. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. This speaks to the idea that our true strength lies in our ability to keep going, no matter how tough things get. With each failure, they grow stronger, more skilled, and more aware of their potential. The failures aren't the end, they are a stepping stone to success. Success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful, said Albert Schweitzer. This is the essence of turning every failure into a lesson. But there are times when the journey feels isolating, when no one seems to understand the sacrifices being made. In those moments, it's important to recall the words of Steve Jobs. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. You see, great work isn't about achieving fame or wealth. It's about fulfilling that deep, internal drive, the voice that pushes you to continue, even when the world tells you to quit. It's the satisfaction that comes from knowing you gave it your all, even when the odds were stacked against you. As the story unfolds, the protagonist reaches a turning point. The challenges don't disappear, but something inside them has changed. They've discovered the power of perseverance, the importance of resilience, and the beauty of doing work that aligns with their heart's deepest desires. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work, Thomas Edison once famously said, and these words ring true every day. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity for growth. Every setback is just another lesson, another moment to refine and improve. In the end, what once seemed like an insurmountable mountain has turned into a series of small hills that can be conquered, one step at a time. And in the final moments, as the protagonist looks back on their journey, they realize that success was never the destination, it was the transformation that happened along the way. They remember the words of Maya Angelou, who said, "We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated." The power to rise again lies in the unwavering belief that you can. At the end of the day, life is not about avoiding failure. It's about facing it head-on, learning from it, and using it to propel yourself forward. As Winston Churchill so profoundly said, "To improve is to change, to be perfect is to change often." The process of growth is constant, and so is the courage to continue. So, when you face your own challenges, when the road seems impossible, remember that the only limit to our realization of tomorrow is our doubts of today, as Franklin D. Roosevelt wisely stated. Embrace your journey, believe in your strength, and most importantly, never forget that within you lies an infinite power to rise again and again. Conclusion. In the end, it's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you rise. It's about the inner strength you cultivate, the wisdom you gain, and the resilience you develop along the way. This is the journey of life, and as long as you keep moving forward, there is no limit to what you can achieve.